Suzanne Warye,
I know.
so that
See?
we remember
I was like,
how
you
to say
nailed
her
it.
name. Yes.
Yes.
Hi. I'm so happy to be here with you.
I am just beyond thrilled to be here with you.
So, Suzanne, so my book Stash My Life in Hiding came out in 2023. And what I didn't know when I was leading up to publishing was how important it was to have support from other people in the community, in this case, the sober community. And you just came through and basically were like, how can I support you? We want to read your book. I want to have you on the podcast.
All the things.
All the things. Yes, the book club. And, I was blown away by that because it's, podcasting, there's a community there, but it's different when it's author. Like, I don't know, just your support and the way you lifted me up. And I was so excited to be able to do anything for you because of how you give and what you give. And I actually have a galley of the Sober Shift, which is, what they release before they release the actual book to people in the biz. They'll give you a copy. So I marked up this copy. I also read it on my computer, but I have notes that I wanted to start with.
Well, and I have to say, you played a huge part in getting this book out there, and because to get a book, like, you write the book with my McGenius is here, and she helped me, Kristen McGinnis. She helped me with the book proposal, and like, you have to do all of these things, and then to actually like sell a book, you need names of people who have like come before you and who say like, like, this is a book. This book needs to be written and needs to be sold. And Laura was one of those people. And without you, this book wouldn't be here. So thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it used to just be that you would get a blurb from an author when the book was being published. And now when you do a book proposal, you need to get blurbs. So the game has changed a little bit. I don't want to scare anybody. You don't have to. But it is recommended, and it does help to get somebody to endorse it before you go out. So I was starting to ask you this anyway. I wanted to ask you about the book tour itself.
Yeah.
Because not everybody does a book tour. It's just, the way the world is now and the economy and the publishing industry is just, not everybody gets to do one. So I wanted to know how yours is going and where you've been and what it's been like.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love this question. I love this like meta question because so this is actually our second to last stop on this book tour. We end in Seattle next week. So I think we have 5 or 6 stops, which feels like a lot in a month, especially when I'm used to like being at home in my closet. And
explain why you're in your closet.
Okay, I'll explain. Because my clothes are there and I love them. Okay, but also, I record the podcast in my closet, and it's a walk-in, so it's not like a little. It's a nice closet, but still, it's just a little space where it's just me, and that's where I have created everything. I've done everything on Zoom. Kristen and I, like, everything is on Zoom, and I'm just kind of in my little world. So then to be able to come out into the world and to say, it's a scary thing to say, hey, does anyone want to meet me in Santa Monica on this day at this time? And you think like, no, of course no one's going to want to meet me. And right. And then you guys come and Laura comes and like, it blows me away. So this has been, I didn't know how grateful I would feel to be out in the world and like welcomed by all these amazing people. It's been,
What's your favorite moment so far?
I think the first stop we did was in Winnetka, which I live on the North Shore of Chicago. So it was there. And, it was a lot like just people who in my life who just came out to support me and I didn't know they were coming. And so there were 100 people there, right? And I was like,
I saw that on social media. That was amazing.
I was blown away. And like sitting right here was my daughter. And so then when it came time for Q&A, she like raised her little hand. And I was a little bit like, oh God, what are you going to say? Oh God. And she just said, I don't have a question. I just want to tell you that I'm really proud of you.
See, that's it.
And I was like, okay, but I did my makeup and like,
oh, that's amazing.
and then my little one, or my middle girl, then she was like, I have a question too. And I'm like, yes. She's like, yeah, but what's it rated on Amazon right now? I'm like, is it rated number 1? And I was
That's
like, oh, no,
hilarious.
we don't talk about the rate. No. Okay, next question.
She's like, let's get down
like,
to
yeah,
it.
but how's it performing?
Right?
Really?
Hilarious.
Then I'll be proud of you.
How long have you been sober now?
5.5 years, January 2020.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yes. That deserves a round of applause. So here's my first question. Maybe it's my second. Why not just get sober quietly? Why provide all these? No, seriously, like you provided all of these access points, right? For other people to get sober by doing this work.
Yeah.
So why that and not just like going into the background and just not drinking anymore?
Yes. This is a good question. I want to say because I'm a Leo, but I think it is deeper than that. When I quit drinking, I just thought I didn't qualify for sobriety. Like leading up to it, I didn't hear stories like mine. I just thought that it was the other people who got sober, not me, right? Mm-hmm. And so when I quit, I realized, hold on. There's a lightness here. There's a magic. There's a brightness that I haven't heard about much, right? And I didn't lose a lot to alcohol, so I thought that I had to wait. And so then when I quit, I thought, okay, I feel like I want to share this message of just like what I found on the other side and say, wait, you guys, I think it's like way better over here than we've been told. And I don't think you have to wait to lose more or until you're actively addicted. And also, like, I was an influencer already at that point for 5 years. And so I knew how to do that, So I was like, well, maybe we just rebrand this sober thing and see how that works. And once I started doing that and started kind of shining a light on this bright part of sobriety and hearing from women saying like, oh, I thought I was the only one. Like, I thought that I was the only one who was like struggling to moderate, but also didn't really openly lose much. And as soon as I started hearing these comments, I was like, well, someone's got to do it. I guess I'll do it. Right? Like, okay. I jumped. And then you guys caught me, which is like the really important part. So, yeah.
Well, and you write a little bit about that in your book. And it's just one of the many points in your book where I connected because I wrote Stash from that intersection of race and privilege and addiction. And I just hadn't seen a book like that. Yeah. And then here you are writing to and for a group of people who aren't represented when you think about sobriety.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so what's the feedback been like from those people, from the people that you wanted to speak to?
Oh man, it almost like stops me in my tracks a little bit. And because, the process of like the book proposal, writing the book, getting the book deal, you can be very like focused on this thing, this book right here, the words, the dangling modifiers and all of that stuff, right? And then really like zooming out and hearing from the women saying like this book, and already, I started hearing it from the podcast pretty early on. Yeah. And now from the book saying like I got a message on Instagram yesterday that was like, she's like, I'm on day 10 because I started reading your book 10 days ago. I'm like, what? Like, sorry. Like I will never, I'll never get tired of that, of reading those messages. And they all almost, I can't quite wrap my head around it, but just, I'm blown away. I'm blown away by the women who are so honest and open and willing to like send me a DM to say, like, hey, this is my story and here's where you come into it.
Yes, yes.
I'm like, oh,
that's so special.
yes.
It's like people you'll never
everything.
meet.
Yes.
There's this intersection there where
Yes.
your life,
Mhm.
your experience
Yes.
is pivotal for them.
And I know that so well in the books, yours being one of them that I read.
Yeah.
You know, when I was in early sobriety, I remember I was in Palm Springs with my husband, and my best friend Katie called me and she was like, you have to listen to this book. And I listened to it and she goes, see if you can get her on the podcast. I was like, there's no way. She's not gonna, no, there's no way. And she's like, take a chance. And I'm like, okay, fine. And it is this thing that we feel so connected. Like I felt so connected to you.
Yeah.
And you know, like, so I totally understand it from the reader's perspective of being like, no, you are so
Yes.
pivotal in my journey. You might not know it, but you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in this world where we live, you can't watch a TV show or a movie or pick up a novel without seeing people go to a drink for fun or a solution or just to get through an argument or a bad day.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about big alcohol.
Oh.
And that was perfect.
Like steam.
And how it fits, you know, like what it's doing to us and how we can combat it.
Oh my God.
I know that's a half hour to an hour.
It is. It's especially you like wind me up and just watch me go, right? But it's something that I didn't know anything about until I quit drinking. And it feels like a cult in that way, right? It feels very much like we're drinking this thing. We're told this helps us to relax, to celebrate, to connect, to conform, to numb, to escape all of the things that we want to do. And then not knowing, like I didn't know alcohol was addictive, which sounds insane. But I didn't when I quit drinking. I just didn't know. And so when I started digging in to say like, hold on, what's going on? What's at play here? Follow the money, of course. And saw the billions of dollars being spent to make sure that specifically now women and moms are drinking and we keep drinking until we get addicted. And then we're told what's wrong with you, that you got addicted. Now you have to stop when you know, it's really hard. And that, I mean, that's, you know, I wanted to write this whole book on mommy wine culture, because that is the thing until my agent's like, well, that's a chapter. And I'm like, what? Kristen, remember that? We were like, okay. And then we were like, okay, we got it.
Political trend.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, I think, you know, it's easy to assume that mommy wine culture was kind of just born from moms who found out that wine made motherhood easier. And then they're like, oh, let me just put some cutesy sayings on a dish towel. When really it was born in boardrooms, you know, helmed by men who are just trying to get women addicted and spend money in quiet. And I just always picture this, you know, anytime I'm like, oh God, this is hard, like to go out or to fight this big alcohol thing, it just feels hard. I picture a mom in Iowa who is so just spent after a day of momming and the relentlessness of it. And she just needs, you know, she needs to escape. She needs to find herself again. She sits down at the kitchen counter and she's just like a shell of herself. And then I picture two men in suits, and of course they have dark sunglasses on because and they sit down and they just put a glass of wine in front of her and say, shh, and like, just drink, because we don't want to hear what you need. We don't want to hear how you feel. I mean, that'll keep me going forever.
Yeah.
Like that, because that's what's happening.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's that Men in Black kind of.
It is. Yes.
I was just going to read this really quick. When I was drinking, I installed guardrails around alcohol and many times burst right through them as soon as the poison took over my brain. I'd set a plan in place as I was curling my hair and applying my mascara for a girls' night. All right, I think. I'm going to have 2 glasses of wine in total and drink a glass of water in between. Then I promised myself I would call it a night early so that I could be rested when my kids woke me up at the crack of dawn. I walk out of the door confident in my decision, feeling proud and normal. And then you talk about what happens afterward. And so part of this book, when you guys buy it and read it, but it's not just about reading it, it's really using it. So there's like places where you're asking yourselves questions, there's tips for getting through certain things, and then there's your memoir part of it where it's your story.
Yeah.
But I love that section because I totally connect it to that. But also talk to me about, because you write about this,
Yeah.
about sitting through the discomforts in early sobriety and those firsts.
Yes. You know, I think so much of drinking, especially for me, was kind of immediately discounting myself and saying like, well, obviously I can't handle this. So like, I need this, right? Or I can't have, this is social anxiety, like showing up to a party sober and like talking to strangers for 10 minutes. Nope. Right. Going on a date. Nope. Like having sex. Nope. Right. Like all of these things that make us uncomfortable and are scary. I learned very quickly in sobriety, like, oh, that's actually a requirement is to feel bad at first. We were talking about this today, is to just feel all of the things that we probably tried not to feel. And by trying not to feel, sent ourselves the message that we couldn't and that we weren't strong enough. We, didn't have the tools. We weren't capable. And so then just immediately saying like, nope, obviously I can't do that. And so then it did require me to say, all right, I'm going to be scared. I'm going to be, uncomfortable. I'm going to be, knee deep in grief. That I think I lost my dad like just over a year into sobriety.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you. And like, when everyone was kind of saying, we'd understand if you drank, like everyone would understand, right? It was the conscious choice to say like, no, I'm actually going to feel this thing. That was the hardest thing I had felt, this horrible grief. And really allowing myself to do that and to do it in a messy way and not pretty and fall apart gave me perspective on all of the other stuff that I had discounted that I couldn't do.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, and once I kind of got through grief as much as you can get through it, I was like, oh, social anxiety? Oh, I got that, right? Oh, like speaking in front of, I've got that. Like I went through the feelings Olympics. Like I showed myself like, okay, I raw dogged that. Like
it's survivable.
Yes. Yeah. Like I can get through this. And I think just, especially if we start drinking, I was 16 when I started drinking. And so I had never given myself a chance to feel that. Yeah. To just feel it. And I think, sobriety is at first being like, okay, this doesn't feel good. I was like, great. Yeah. You're on the right path. If it doesn't feel good at first, great. Keep going because it gets better, but first it feels bad. And that's good.
I love that you went there and gave us that example because I don't know that I've ever talked to anybody who stopped drinking who doesn't have but if this happens, right, I'm going to have to pick up, or when this happens, I'm going to have to pick up. But so to have that as the thing, one of the first things you go through.
Yes.
in sobriety, I think is really inspiring
Mhm.
in a way that you probably didn't want to inspire anybody,
Right.
but you got through that. I wondered if you could talk a little bit about, I don't know how you feel about advice, but if you were going to give advice to
Oh, God.
somebody who's going through something that's maybe not quite
Yeah.
as big,
Yeah.
that is maybe just their first cocktail party,
Mhm.
or their
Mhm.
first dinner party, or their
Yeah.
first kids game, like a basketball game,
Yes.
where they're going to, where anywhere where they would normally drink,
Mhm.
and they've decided not to.
Yeah. Yeah. I think planning on being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So that it's not gonna like hit you upside the head and you're gonna feel all like, it's like you're gonna go into it saying, I'm going to feel uncomfortable. My pulse is gonna race. I'm gonna get like sweaty hands. I'm gonna be like, oh God, do I stink? Like really
don't.
plan. Okay, good. So, really planning on the discomfort, and then also just kind of allowing it to happen, not trying to control the situation, just saying, okay, I'm going to do this while you're reminding yourself, no one's thinking about you.
Right.
No one's being like, oh my God, I wonder if she's so uncomfortable right now, because they are either uncomfortable themselves or they're drinking, and then they're really not thinking about you, right? And then they're not even noticing you.
Yeah.
And so it takes the pressure off when you realize like you're not the starring role in anybody else's story and anybody else's life. Like we're all too busy thinking about ourselves so that I think kind of alleviates some of the pressure.
I love that. It's so true.
It's so true.
Because we're so self-centered, just
Yes.
human beings by nature. We
Yes.
do think the spotlight's on us.
Yes.
And I mean, I can't tell you how many people I've told socially that I don't drink, who offer me wine the next time they see me. Like they just don't they don't care. It's not as big of a deal to them as it is. And I'm like, nope, not. And they're like, well, maybe a beer. I'm like, no, not that either.
Yeah, no, thanks.
I don't do any of that. All right, so you have stash in your book, in your list of books and podcasts that helped you. I love that.
Yes.
You also talk about chocolate.
Oh,
Can you just talk a little bit about
chocolate?
Yeah.
Oh, I will
yeah.
talk about chocolate as long as you want me to talk about chocolate. Oh my God. This is the thing. Like, I'm not like sitting in my feelings all day. You know what I mean? I'm not like some like very, just whatever this is. I don't know. I'm not like a guru who's going to be like, no, just sit in your feelings. No, like I need to escape. I need like healthy ways to cope, and hiding in the pantry and eating the good chocolate that like my kids don't know where it is definitely one of those things. And like that's okay. I think sometimes when we get sober, it's like, okay, great. Now I'm going to wake up early every morning and work out, and I'm going to cut out sugar, and I'm going to, quit. And it's like, no, like,
take it slow.
Yeah, don't do
everything at
don't
once.
do any of that yet.
Yeah.
Like, don't, or maybe not even. Just it's okay. Like I've never gotten a DUI from chocolate or like blacked out from. If I could black out from chocolate, I would have. I'm here to say like you won't black out from chocolate. So yeah, eat the chocolate.
So that was my favorite of the tools that you recommended to help us get through. But talk to us about some of the other ones, like things that you recommend when people are either moderating or quitting drinking.
So for me, one of the biggest things is to get out of my head and into my body, because my head, I have OCD, and so my brain can really mess stuff up. And my thoughts swirl, and it's the what ifs and all of this, like, oh my God, forever, well, was I that bad? Like all of these things in the beginning. And anytime I find myself on this hamster wheel of my brain, and this is through my battle with OCD. And now I kind of have this perspective to say like, oh, this can get messed up. This can really trip me out. My brain is wrong a lot. And so, yeah, to get out of my brain and into my body. And so for me, that's running. Anything that kind of just turns my brain off, running is huge. Yoga, taking a shower, dancing.
You're big on dancing.
Oh,
yeah.
You're just, I know, I am big on dancing, you guys. I love dancing. Like putting on real music in the kitchen, not like Kids Bop, like actual music. You know, my kids will dance to like Rob Zombie with me, like in the kitchen, and just dance. And you can feel, like I can feel my stress, you know, lessen, and theirs too. And it's just, it totally changes the vibe. Dancing, love. And
Well, I think, and to find like that thing, like whatever your thing is.
Yes.
I definitely like dancing. I love blasting music and just like that's how, when I'm writing, I will take a break and do something. And dancing is one of the things that I do. I also do push-ups.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Well, you know, sitting is the new smoking.
I know, right?
Right?
Yes.
So I'm trying to stay active while it's happening.
Yeah.
It's almost time for us to take questions, but is there anything that I didn't touch on that you want to talk about?
I don't even know. I'm just so grateful to be able to do this. You know, it was a little bit hard to get this book sold because it's not the sensational rock bottom story.
That's interesting.
Right? Like it's not going to be made into a movie. Like it's not,
it's, you don't know.
It's maybe, okay. But it's more of these like little glosses, right? And it's a lot of the not yets. That it's not as sensational, but it's what I think the Quit Lit shelves needed. And so to be able to just talk to you guys about it is a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember one more thing I wanted to ask you, and then we'll go to questions. I don't even know if it's a question. You write about, I think it's your first time drinking, and someone says, "Oh, your ears are red," and they think it's funny, right? And what that really is a reaction to ethanol, right?
Yes.
Which is what alcohol is, which is poison.
Yes.
Right?
It was like my body.
Your body's responding the right way to the poison that's entering it. And so tell me about that moment for you and what that was like and what you were thinking.
Oh man, it was the first time I drank, and it was tequila. And it was my friend Zach. Yeah, exactly. It was my friend Zach. And, you know, they were kind of already partiers. And I just wanted to be cool. And I was like, please tell me I'm cool, right? Like, welcome me in. And I drank, and he was so happy. He was like so happy. And he was like, oh my God, your ears are red. That means you're drunk. And then,
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Like a huge hug. And so right there,
it was like, yes, you did it.
And it was like, oh my God, I belong, right? I belong. I'm welcome here. Like I'm on the right path. And so I didn't even really remember that until I quit drinking, and I started going back to be like, when did I start? Like what was, and then this memory came, and I was like, oh my God, it was just a very clear message. Like you do this thing and you will fit in, like you will belong. And I always, you know, my parents divorced, and I always wanted to belong. Like I always wanted someone to just welcome me in and say like, you're okay. Like you belong here. I mean, it was, you know, not the right crowd to belong in, but that was the message. Yeah.
We're coming up to the holidays.
Yeah.
People either relapse or return to use, however you want to phrase it. It skyrockets by 150% during the holidays. But last year, almost 40, it was like 49 point something percent of drinkers explored either moderating or eliminating alcohol from their lives during that same period.
Yeah.
So, you know, did you see Adolescence?
No, I started it.
Did you all see that?
And then
on Netflix?
It was tough. I had to stop.
Well, there's this one scene that has nothing to do with any of that, and that was tough, where the dad's car has been tagged with this saying that he doesn't want on his car.
Yeah.
And he can't get it off. So he goes and gets vodka. It's the only thing that he can find, and it takes it right off the car. And I was just like, wow, no one's talking about the fact that the paint remover that he got at the Home Depot or the equivalent wasn't, it was the vodka. And they just kind of went over that. And I was amazed by that. This is what you talk about a lot. This is what we're putting in our bodies, expecting to perform at top level, right? Doing it because it's what everybody's doing and we're encouraged to do it. We're odd if we don't. And I just don't think there's, especially for women, there's a lot of thought that goes into how we process, how we metabolize this. This, like I said, it's a poison, but whatever you want to call it, the body doesn't really like it. It's terrible on the liver.
Yeah, I mean,
And
that's
like
also,
every organ it touches, it's terrible.
Yes, and that's why you throw up. Like that's your body's like last line of defense to be like, okay, stop everything, get this out
of you. So, you know, if you online or you here are just wanting to look at how you use alcohol, this is perfect timing for this book, especially for the holidays. And Halloween is a drinking holiday, by the way.
Halloween is
people in my neighborhood, like they carry it around in wagons, or big cups.
It is crazy that Halloween has turned into like a bar crawl for adults instead of like the kids. This is always a thing that kind of, you know, I don't know. And I'm not a mom who's like enjoy every second because like you can't, right? But like yes, go to a Halloween party for adults. Like that's great. But like let the kids trick or treat and the focus to be on them. Like just let them.
It's infiltrated.
It's everywhere. Yeah, we have like the block parties and the it's like just do it on a different day. Don't do it during trick or treating. Like let the kids have something.
And then Thanksgiving and the December holidays and then New Year's and then Valentine's Day. Which is really a drinking holiday too.
They're kind of,
but you're supposed to be romantic.
And
so you talk about it. And so anyway, I'm diverting. If you're looking at it or you know someone who is, buy this book for them, buy it for yourself. Use it as a manual, which is how I looked at it. When I'm doing this, I'll look up, you know, in the table of contents, it listed here. Oh, good. So I know how to go into this party now. And if I can't go, this is what I'm going to do instead because I'm too shaky or it's too much. I'm too overwhelmed at this point. So it's really magnificent, Suzanne.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And so, we're going to open up the floor for questions. And then after questions, we'll do book signing.
Yay. Yeah.
Oh. You were fun. How do you, I don't know how old your kids are.
They are, oh my God. I'm so glad you said this because, okay, they're 11. You know what I'm going to say. They're 11, 8, and 6. And I have to tell you, my 6-year-old's not still in a crib. Okay. In the book, it says like, keep the kids in the crib as long as possible. And my 6-year-old is still in a crib. And I'm like, no. He was 4 when I wrote it. And then I had to change the ages as we edited it, but I didn't change the crib thing.
That's hilarious.
And so I'm like, oh my God, people are going to think like, okay, she is crazy because she's a 6-year-old in a crib. Okay. I don't. Okay. So yes. Sorry.
Okay. So they're old enough. I have an 11, 9. They just had birthdays. 11, 9.
Those are the worst. And when you can't,
So very similar.
Yeah.
Like I had 3 kids in 4 years. And then when my youngest was 1, I got sober. And so my question for you is now that they're older, how do you talk to them about your sobriety? I love your.
Yeah, this is such a, I've been getting this question a lot. Obviously, they hear a lot about it. We are very open about talking about alcohol. I always say you don't have to vilify alcohol. You just have to tell the truth about it, and the truth goes a long way.
Mm.
We didn't have the truth when we were growing up. It was just like, this is your brain on drugs,
Right.
no other discussion, like the frying egg, but then that's it. And so really, like, they know, all of them know that it's addictive, that it'll make you feel good at first, and then it'll make you feel really bad. It's important, like, if they see someone drunk, not to say like, oh, they're just being silly. Or if someone's passed out, it's not, Uncle Tom took a nap. Like, no, Uncle Tom drank a lot and now he's passed out, right? The best book on this is The Addiction Inoculation by Jess Leahy. So if any of you guys are like, okay, how do I talk to my kids? It's the best one. And she's got tips for all ages, like starting very young. I think we start talking about it before you think they're ready, because they're getting so much of the information, like every commercial, every, anything that they see, any TV program. My 11-year-old loves Modern Family. They drink so much on Modern Family, and you wouldn't really realize it unless you're looking for it. It's like, oh wow, do you see how they're just drinking wine right now, just right because they're bored or just for no reason? So yeah, I would say you can't talk about it too early.
You shared a little bit about your husband eventually walking the path of, giving up drinking over the course of time, just because of your lifestyle. What has been the reaction of your friends circle as well? The people that you used to drink with, and just the people in general around you in your day-to-day life. What is... You always find that they overcompensate. Oh, I don't drink that much anyway.
Right.
I only,
Right.
I didn't even ask.
Right. I know. Yes.
That's funny.
That's been my experience, and quite frankly, it's uncomfortable sometimes. Even though these are like, friends, and I had one friend when I gave up drinking say, "Well, you're not going to be fun anymore."
Right.
And I'm like,
that's tough.
Wow.
Yeah, you're like, well, is that all we had in common, right?
So,
I think, there has been probably some fall off, not like a fall out, but just a falling off of, like, if that's all we did, like if that was the goal, that's not my goal anymore, is to drink. So I kind of, you probably don't want to hang out with me, and I don't want to hang out with you because drinking's not fun, right? And so, but for like a lot of my friends still drink, and they, they are fine with it. I did realize, I was in New Orleans recently, my husband and I, right? And one of our friends was really drunk, and okay, I wasn't like, oh, did you know alcohol's ethanol? Like I'm not like this in real life, you guys. And she kept saying, well, I'm not an alcoholic. And she was kind of telling me, and it hit me just how vulnerable it is for people to drink in front of me.
Yes.
And so that gave me some compassion, just to be like, it's okay. Like, that it's just a vulnerable thing. And so if I'm not invited to something, it's probably because they want to drink. I wouldn't, that's okay. Like, I wouldn't have, my circle is smaller though, but I like it that way.
Yeah.
I like a small circle.
Have you seen any shift with them though, as far as like them being inspired by you and saying, you know what?
Yes. Yes, totally.
Sorry,
yeah. No. Yeah. Only one question per person, please. Take me out. You're over your limit, ma'am. I have actually, since I quit. So my mom quit. Well, my brother quit. My mom quit. My husband quit. And then, and I have friends who are like, actually, I don't want to drink tonight. Or if we go to dinner, and then they're like, oh, I'm not going to drink because you're not. And so that's just a good, it's great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm Holly.
Hi.
Thanks for both being here. I haven't read it yet, so I'm going to get it. But that, what you just said, it reminded me in the program, there's, it's the attraction, not promotion.
Yes.
But my question is, so I've taken many of Laura's classes and much better writer because of her. And I relate to what you're saying of her encouraging you. And my question is more, since I haven't read the book yet, did you have writer's block? How did it take you? How did you get to the end page?
Oh my gosh, Kristen, I'm looking at you because I literally remember you sending me an email. So Kristen is my book coach. She helped me with the proposal and then edited it like as we went for the book. And I remember you being like, okay, so have this back to me whenever. And I sent it back to you, this whatever, 3 chapters. And the subject was like, I'm melting. And like, I was like, I can't do it. And then you sent back and you said, you need to do it anyway or something. Like, yeah, so much writer's block, so much. I thought writing would be like, I'm going to go on a little retreat and like to my mom's house in the woods. And I'm going to be like, and it was not that. It was like, I kind of had my computer with me wherever I was. So that way, if something struck, then I would be like, okay, so I would be like on a dirty carpet at dance practice, and like writing, or in car line and like just writing, or in my notes app.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote more in like spurts. I found when I had time that I planned to write, I would be like, so anyway,
like all your water bottles.
yes, I was like so organized. I've never been as organized as I was when I was writing the book. I have never had the laundry done as quickly. Like, yeah, I was on top of everything else because they would literally be like, what else can I do? Yeah.
How long did it take you
Um,
to write it?
So I had from February until October 1st. That was the first draft.
Mm. Did you have a deadline?
Yeah, October 1st was the deadline. And then,
So you sold it first?
yes. Yeah, we sold
Sorry,
it.
I'm jumping into your question.
No, yeah. So I think, well, I don't know because I didn't even start writing it in February.
Well, no, but you sold the proposal
In February.
and then you started writing it more like April.
Yeah.
You wrote it in like 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely like, yeah.
But everybody's first few months take longer than the last few months.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, that's so true. That it was.
Your pace really picks up towards the end.
Yeah, because it has to. And then I'm like sweating. I'm like the cat.
Real writer's
Yeah.
block.
Yes. When I said I'm melting, she's like, no, you can't. Yeah.
No time.
No time to melt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like it just, it didn't look anything like what I thought it would. But it worked.
Mhm.
I'm excited to read it.
Yeah, thank you.
We can do a couple more before we do signing.
Yeah, for me, I got sober-ish. Like I'll have a drink like 4 times a year, like randomly, just through coincidence. I think through life's journey. I grew up in Miami, very heavy drink and party centric town, and then I moved to LA. But I did find that when that shift in me naturally happened, a lot of the friends I was hanging out with, like it was a lot of like drink culture, party culture, like, and then there was like kind of nothing else left to do. So a lot of them fell off. But I feel like I'm still finding as I go through my journey, and I'll go to concerts by myself or different activities by myself, and I do meet people, but all of them are like, hey, let's hang out, let's grab a drink. So I feel like that conflict of like having a hard time meeting the right people or the people that have control. I don't want to go out with a new friend and then let them get crazy and put me in situations that I'm uncomfortable with. Like last summer, I went on a girls' trip with one friend and her friend, and she drove for 3 hours. She had drank 4 wines, and that made me so so uncomfortable. But it was a friend of a friend, so it's like those situations when you have like certain standards for yourself and for the people you want to surround yourself with, but you're having a hard time meeting them and fostering friendships.
Yeah, you're in the part where it's like you've burnt some stuff down that you wanted to burn down and you haven't quite built yet, right? And so you're like
So smart.
it's like in the middle. Oh, I love you. It's like you're in the middle. You're not going to stay there. Sober communities are like the best
Mhm.
if you can tap into, any sort of local or start online. I know a lot of people are like, nah, online friends aren't real. Because online friends
Yeah.
are so
Right, yes.
real. Like it's so real, and way
Mhm.
leads on to way, right? And so if you start online, and you don't need, like in sobriety, you're not like collecting friends. You don't need a lot,
Mm-mm.
right? You need like a few. Yeah. And you'll find them, and you don't have to put yourself in situations where you feel unsafe just to be connected. Like that's
It's been 6 years kind of
Yeah.
when that shift started. Like I
Yeah.
said, I'll have I wanted a wine. I smelled a wine on a plane ride or whatever. I was going to San Francisco, and I was like, oh my god, it smells amazing. And I had one, and then I was like, this feels weird.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's just like very sporadic for me. My family, luckily, the majority of my family does not drink. My dad drank. He passed away. He was an alcoholic. So I think that shift happened after he passed away. I too went through the morning of his loss, like sober pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I've just had like a really challenging time, and it's now been like 6 years, and I haven't found that network of like girlfriends that just want to hang out, and it's not about like, oh, let's go grab a drink. Let's go party, but it's hard when you're single.
Yeah. I would really lean into like sober communities.
Mhm.
Really.
Yeah.
Because
There are lots of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're so badass.
And a lot of sober curious communities.
I think
Yes.
I need to own it. I've been kind of like
Yes.
you said, like just kind of
Yeah.
that's one teeny aspect of my life, but it's really not.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, you've got it. Yeah. Yes.
So it's so funny because I was just reading the subtitle, which I forgot what it was.
Me too. I'm always like, wait, what is it?
But I was looking at like an abundant sober life, and I just think like, I've been sober a long time too, and I think there's such like I had to take like cold medication the other day, and it like fucked me up, and I was like, I don't think I like being fucked up anymore.
Yes.
I don't enjoy this experience. Like there's such a clarity of being sober, and like so for you, like what is that like abundant blessing of sobriety for you? Like what makes you so happy about getting that in your life?
Oh, you know what? It's I keep coming back to this lately, like the magically mundane. Like it's that.
Mhm.
It's not anything earth shattering or like even not as interesting enough to write about, but like just the moments that I would have missed had I had 2 or 3 glasses of wine that I had no idea I would have missed. When it was like when we were playing Uno 2 nights ago with my family, and like we were all together, and that's a rare thing to have the 11-year-old want to hang out with us, right? And the 6-year-old being like, okay, I'll play cards, and the 8-year-old getting along with both of them, and like all of and my husband and I not fighting over cards or anything like that, and just that, like, and I would have, had I been drinking, I just would have had a glass of wine. I wouldn't have gotten drunk. I wouldn't have blacked out. But I would have missed just the little moments that I didn't miss. And I just was like, God, I would have missed this.
Yeah.
So it's like the teeny tiny, I write in the book about like after my dad passed, and it was like one of those like dreamy summer evenings, and sitting by the fire outside, and I was drinking Topo Chico, and I was by Russell, and the kids were all playing in the yard, and I was like, God, this is so great. And then I realized my Topo Chico was empty, and I was like, oh, I gotta go get another one. And I was like, no, I don't. Like I'm fine. Like and I'm like, I don't want to break this spell, because if I get up, then they're going to be like, can you get me something? Or like, oh, let's go inside. I'm like, no, I don't want to break this spell. And so then I just like stayed being like, yeah, I'm hydrated. Like I'm not thirsty. I'm good. And then my dad's favorite song came on like our music, and it was like Jeremiah was a bullfrog, and I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know that I would have missed that. Like in my mind, like if I was drinking, it would have been fine, but like I would have missed that. So those.
Love that. One more question.
Okay.
You had one back
Oh,
here, but
oh.
let's do two.
Okay.
One, two, because you had a question, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, I grew up in France and there was wine on the table as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
So the idea that I grew up with was if you're gonna have a nice meal,
Right.
you have a glass of wine, it just goes well together.
Mhm.
And I carried that with me throughout my life. I mean, I'm married to somebody who doesn't drink, never drank. So I always have my glass of wine with my meal.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to understand the sober.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I never felt like I've been buzzed, but never really drunk. To
Right.
Vomit or feel bad or, wake up with a headache.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to understand that area you're writing about.
I love that you're here. Like,
Yeah.
I just love, this is exactly what we want is like to be able to talk about alcohol, especially if it's still in your life, just to say like, hey, yeah, so what is this sober thing? Or what is this? And if that works for you, then that's great. Right. And just the idea of drinking with the blinders off, I think, is a refreshing thing instead of like how I was raised, and we were raised to just like, that you have to do this is, but instead just to be able to talk openly about this thing that's in our lives. Yeah.
And I just want to mention that I do have a couple of friends who don't drink.
Yeah.
And we hang out together.
Yeah.
And they choose to not to drink and
yeah.
have wine without steak if they want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's never a feeling of like feeling bad.
Right.
So I'm just trying to explore,
Yeah, I'm glad you're here. And I think you'll like the book. Like it might just give you a little bit perspective on alcohol that maybe you haven't had. But yeah.
I love dessert. I love dessert, and I always have dessert. And I sometimes end up at dinner with people who can't have sugar. And it's not a judgment. It's just an individual thing. I metabolize it differently than they do. And so I don't not have my dessert because they're not having dessert. I'm still having my dessert. It's the same thing. Yeah. And so it's a different kind of sobriety, but it's just like whatever works for you. If it's getting in the way of your life, then it's something to look at. And if it's not, then c'est la vie.
There you go.
I'm such an alcoholic because I was like, oh, good for you. I live in Delray Beach, Florida, which is known to be the sober capital of the world.
Oh,
is it really?
The New York Times.
Oh.
And I've been in AA for 23 years and I happen to love it. But I'm just so grateful for you because this is the story that women don't hear enough. Or hardly ever. When I got sober 23 years ago and I would tell my story in AA, I used to think, I gotta fucking dress this thing up. Am I gonna start with, I have a great family.
Right.
Graduated college.
Yeah.
It just didn't really hit.
Yeah.
So I'd have to dig up like I was once arrested.
Oh, there you go.
You gotta,
Yeah.
I think you do such a great job in the book of really highlighting the feelings.
Yes.
And that is universal. And I just wanted to say thank you again because women really need to. Your book is very needed. So I think it's great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you both so much. I mean, I do think, like, to touch on what you guys were saying, I think it's great to be sober curious right now. We're living in a time where we're so much more informed and we can make intelligent decisions regardless of what you choose. So we're very happy to have you guys here and to have this discussion, which is like really a discussion for everyone.
Yeah.
Just to making
Open it
meaningful decisions every day.
Mhm.
And I'm not sober, but
Oh,
good.
I think
Yes.
this is great. We should hear more about it all the time.
Mhm.
So thank you guys so much. We have both books at the register, and I know they'll be happy to sign, take photos. And yeah, thank you guys again for
Yes.
being
Thanks,
here.
Margaret.
Thank you.